Come on, come on. Hey, everybody, welcome to TPIM SR Live. I'm your host, True Power is Mine. Tonight, we got DRS1 in the house. Yes, we're going to be breaking down the latest and greatest, exposing the so-called first female Black VP candidate nominee by the Democratic Party and exposing her as the Hindu Brahmin she truly is. So without further ado, y'all, here's DRS1.
A white woman to all you brothers, and white male to all you sisters. After all, that's who we really want to be birthday. Thank you. That was meant to be a compliment. Anyway, look. Tonight is just going to be a couple of wild Black guys talking about the tramp. It's gone too far. You know, it could be worse. She could be passing out SB people in one of our meetings. Instead, she wants to be vice president. She is not the first Black woman to be a candidate for a major political party. That honor goes back to a Black woman in the 1950s for the Progressive Party. And the Communist Party has run Black women. And the Green Party had Cynthia McKinney as their presidential candidate, and a Puerto Rican lady, I guess you could say she's Black. We're going to take this horror Kamala, and this will take everybody. Take some extraterrestrials and some Black massive dogs is Black too, right? She's not the first. And God, I hope she might be the last. Is a coon like she is. Now look, we're trying to tell you that Cumula, whose name means lotus and Hindi and in Tamil. And lotus symbolically stands for purity, which is the opposite of who Cumula is. But at the same time, there's another figure that's name is purity, who's very much like Cumula, whose name means pure too. It's Jezebel in the Old Testament, the Phoenician whore, queen, baby killer, LGBTQ proponent that was taken out in the first book of Kings. Praise God. And by the way, she was killed by some trans who were out the window.
You mean an Obama nanny? Because don't forget, Obama's nanny was a tranny.
Mm-hmm. So with that, I hope y'all have seen the birth certificate where Kamala's classified as white.
Right.
Indians call her Holy Indian and not Parthian. Kamala's father was a white Indian and a little bit of Black mix, but mostly white Indian. He does not claim to be Black.
Correct.
So why this scam? Well, let's talk about it. Late in the 1990s, I had an opportunity working the job that I did as a butler to work for the American Israel Public Affairs Committee and be a part of the staff helping to host AIPAC at the Chancery of the Indian Ambassador. It was agreed back then that the Indians and the government of India would work with the government of Israel, fight Muslims. This intensified after 9/11, and recently, under Trump, the United States has gotten closer to India to counter China.
Correct.
So the United States and other white nations are counting on India, the people who've always won bid. I mean, they're the ultimate wannabes.
The honorary.
To fight Islam and to fight the Chinese. So when you think about it, the country that is Pakistan's closest ally is not the United States, in spite of the fact the United States pays for most of what happens in Pakistan. The Chinese are.
Yes, they are.
So they want a person in that can make certain that the Indians can be used to die in place of white folks. And that's why they put Cumula.
But the Indians, as you said, Doctor, has a history of fighting, at least the British Empire wars. You know, even Gandhi wanted to go to South Africa
He
and
didn't
put
want
those.
to go. He went and helped those black. He was a sergeant.
Your phone's breaking up.
Gandhi attained the rank of sergeant major in the British colonial service. He didn't want to go to Africa. He went and helped kill Africans.
There it is. So everyone's sitting there, you know, Dr. Martin Luther King followed Gandhi's, you know,
King was tricked by a bunch of homosexuals. Dr. King was suckered. Dr. King was chumped. He was played. All the people talking Gandhi are queer. Gandhi was queer. Gandhi was a pedophile. Gandhi was a racist. Gandhi hated black people.
Yes, he did, but he loved little girls. He loved to sleep with them. Oh, well, they just laid in the same bed, right?
And he liked having sex with white Germanic men.
Oh, I guess he feels that if he gets injected, he'll be an honorary Aryan.
Well, at least he's been penetrated by one.
And this is what we find over and over.
You know what's interesting? Guess who imagines that because Cumula got poked by Willie Brown, I guess she's the sister.
She had a little black in her.
She walks all nasty. Have you seen her? She walks with her legs cocked open. She walks like a little tramp. Yes, she does.
Well, she probably just got finished riding the bull.
The bull riding her. Look, they are using the black community again. In the past, they used Obama to wage war in Africa. Now they're using Cumula to wage war in Asia.
Correct.
And on Africa.
Correct.
And to use the overseas Indian community as a police force against black people, whereas Indians are going to be allowed to do more in Africa, and they're going to fight to get the Chinese out. That's why they want Cumula.
And do you think that Joe Biden will somehow be removed from office so that she can indeed become or ascend to the presidency?
Well, he doesn't even look like he'll make it. The only time I've seen him at an interview was when he's standing close to Buttigieg's ass. That's the only time I've seen him energized. He was lucid, his eyes, everything was moving. Like it was, That's real talk. I saw that. You saw it too. Did you see him on stage when Buttigieg was endorsing them? They were smiling like they had done it before the cameras came out.
This LGBT whatever, we find this so prevalent in the leadership, let's say society, the higher echelons. Why do you think that truly is? You got to get screwed to be put on or something?
Yeah, I think so. I believe that they have it. They have a lock on power, and if you want to get somewhere, you have to play ball, not ball.
So when you go to see the congressman, you got to accept the nuts.
Well, you mean the nutcracker.
This is the sad reality. Now you actually have young men and women thinking that homosexuality is the key to their economic future. It's the key to getting a good job, in addition to college.
It is if we don't create independent institutions that allow people that if I take a job, I'll be rated on whether I am a good worker versus, if I have like, snapping turtle jowls on someone's baby.
Mm.
I said, man, if you lost grip, I mean, you weren't even on it 2 minutes. No, you're fired. I'm to find someone that can stay with me. That's sort of how it is, y'all. Why don't we have our own stuff? The Mennonites, don't worry. There are people who learn how to make it without having to sell their soul or their body parts. And we should stop calling people like Gacy and Buff Daddy. Buff Daddy.
Buff Daddy.
As leaders or icons or people to look up to. And let's call it what it is. It's not rock the vote, P. Diddy. It's rock the throat.
Oh.
That's how people get contracts.
Oh, that's dirty, rock the throat. This type of depravity, I just can't help but think that somehow there's a satanic element. There's a negative spiritual element with all this sexual activity. It's not just for the fun of it. There's a more sinister reason behind it.
Well, there's sex magic, and there are other things that are going on, my brother. You look at how everybody that gets with those, with the Kardashians, they all end up screwed. Now, either their vagina squirt out LSD or something, or everyone that messes with them, they get stupid, even kind of dumb. They get dumber.
Correct.
And those folks are just sex magic. And so, and they're trying to say Kanye is bipolar. He's probably not polar.
Well, I mean, he did do that nonsense where he went to the church riding a horse. He falls smooth off the horse. I guess he never rode a horse before. And then, almost not doing the Black Jesus stick, verbatim, but yeah, kind of doing the Black Jesus stick.
Well, I think Black Jesus would have at least had enough sense not to marry somebody's old parent.
Hold on, your phone's breaking up.
I would think the Black Jesus would have sense not to want to settle for someone's old boots.
Ooh, you're talking about that.
God gets your own shoes, and Kanye could have had somebody, since as if, he wanted that cosmetically altered behind because other people had it, as if these guys can, with their penises, arm wrestle for who was the best up in there. I don't understand that. It's kind of nasty to me, but that's the mother's children. Been turned around more. The mixing bowl ride at the Epcot Center. I want people to be happy, so I'll leave that there. I don't want to say too much bad, but it is what it is. But I want to go back to it. What did you hear about?
Your phone is cutting in and out really bad. I don't understand why.
Well, because you're talking about Cumula.
Cumula? Oh, Cumula. That's so nasty, tramp. I just really wish they would embrace the reality of who and what she is. So when she makes those moves, the uninitiated, meaning the people who aren't hearing shows like this, won't be so shocked when she starts utterly betraying the single Black moms and
she already did that.
Yeah. Hey, repeat the story about the woman who had the son lynched in California again.
The woman that what?
Remember the woman, the son got lynched, or he died.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Gregory Johnson was a young minister who joined an all-white fraternity. I think it's called Sigma Chi at San Jose State University in California. And Gregory Johnson, an athlete, nice guy, nice looking man, tall, considerate, only black in the fraternity. And then he had some disagreement with his housemates. He probably didn't want to play some sex games. Like, come on, man, whip it out. Come on, you big black stud stallion. We're your friends. Why can't I see your cock? Like, you treat me like the IRS, you're going to get it back. Just whip it out so we can see, man. I bet you got veins like on my arm and your cock, man. I'm betting. I got money on you, man. You went to college, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and he didn't agree. And next thing the mom finds out is that she was told her son committed suicide. But when they said he committed suicide, the ceiling wasn't high enough for a man that's about 6'2" to hang himself. They gave the major runaround. But ultimately, when they found him, his neck had been broken like an accordion, and his head had been hit with a pickaxe.
Oh, damn.
And these are prominent rich white families. They probably did a ritual murder on him, sacrificed him. These things happen. Be careful of all the friends you make. All you swirlers, all you really stupid, dumbass black people who hate your own kind, that have to be with everybody else. Be careful of being around people you don't really know or understand. See, I'm a Southerner. It's something I learned very early. Make certain that you know who you're playing with when you go into the woods.
You better.
Because white guys who are really nice to you, once they get you in the woods, do some really awful stuff. And it's your word versus theirs. And they're white and you're black, which means whatever you say, enough of them will argue against you. So they're always right, you're wrong, no matter what happens to you. That almost happened to me once. And I'm glad I got away. I must have been about 7. Anyway, a lot of swirlers are going to get killed over their friends. And maybe it's necessary collateral loss. Maybe some of the listeners are just dumb up. Black folks who think Black history and our culture and all this has no bearing on them. Wonderful. Learn the hard way. Learn the hard way. Back to Gregory. The family fights and the university, everybody's against the mom. By the way, Gregory was murdered on the same day that President Kennedy was assassinated, on the 22nd of November, 2008, right after Barack Obama was elected. And by the way, the family fought the state of California. They even thought that they could get help from Eric Holder and Barack Obama in the White House. Surely they would help. Well, what Mrs. Reverend Denise Johnson got was a letter telling her that what happened to her son was of national security matters, and they couldn't give her information on what happened to her son. Literally, Obama classified the murder of her son. Well, she fought again, struggled, and she was promised that she might get some help. And it turns out that the State's Attorney General, Kamala Harris, systematically made certain that their case didn't prevail in court. Cheating, lying, manipulating.
Wow.
And by the way, they continue to wound, kill, and have strange things happen to Black men at San Jose State University, which isn't far from Grove. And every time a Black male would get killed or hurt at San Jose State University would coincide with Obama being in the state of California.
Sending a message.
And I'll give you another message. 9 Malcolm X's grandson. He and Barack Obama were in Mexico City at the exact same time. Barack Obama came back. Malcolm Shabazz was brutally murdered. It's circumstantial, but it's interesting that you never heard anything from Barack Obama about this past, even though Barack Obama had become friends with the Shabazz family. Imagine that.
I mean, it could be coincidental, mathematical probability.
It could be. It could be. It
Or
might
could
be.
a message.
It might be. Might be. It's just interesting. It's also interesting that all these black men being murdered all over the country picked up once Obama became president.
Absolutely.
But it's not a coincidence is that when Homeland Security, which is not the Nation of Islam, issued a report that there were people getting together to kill black men in law enforcement, Barack Obama suppressed the report. Not for 1 year, but the entire 8 years.
Allowing these groups to ferment their goals. I mean,
and kill. And there wasn't one murder of anyone black during the time Obama was the president that he was proactive in denouncing the crime.
that
It
is
was
true.
only after everyone else, even white people, criticized the murder.
We got a question from the chat room, Doctor.
Come on, bring it on.
Great question. Dr. Short, how did Cumula, a young senator, become a member of the Senate Intelligence Committee with no foreign intelligence experience?
I will put it to you like this. Kamala Harris is married to a Jew who's connected to Jeffrey Epstein. And Jeffrey Epstein's connected to Chuck Schumer, who's head of the Senate Democrats, who's also connected to Epstein, and obviously does stuff to help the state of Israel. I think that's on top of that. They wanted someone that they could trust. Kamala got the seat from Barbara Boxer, who I think was on that committee, who is Californian and Jewish.
There it is.
So that might be that they want to keep these things in the hand. And I said earlier, they want to go to war in Asia and in Africa. Who better to initiate or sign off on violence against Black people than a woman that's perceived to be Black? Because one, a lot of Black women are stupid, feckless, dumbasses who buy all the masturbatory hype that white supremacists feeds them, that they're better than their Black men. And then the sorry ass, I need pussy and I don't have any dignity and everything with the hole in it is sacred, even if I don't treat women right. Black men who are dumb as fuck. Where everything is about their balls, their nuts, and coming. And so she's, and she's fine. Well, I don't care how many people she's put in jail. I would still want her to suck my dick type Black men.
Right.
Who are so despicable. They're the majority. Most Black men are fuck up, liar, weaklings who act as if I have any dignity or any intelligence, I will never get any more pussy. So I won't have the intelligence or ethics so I can get pussy. Okay. Maybe it's true. I don't think so. So these guys and gals, the stupid ass black woman, the dynamic duo of self-hatred. I looked at her and all they see is a strong black woman whose birth certificate says she's white, and she's about as black as Newt Gingrich's asshole.
And that's after he eats some Mexican black beans. We got another question from the chat room. In your opinion, Doctor, from your travels, which city, town, or state is best or more stable for blacks?
None.
Devastating.
I don't know of one. Let me say it this way. Right now, black people are in complete disarray nationally. Certain people tell you it's Atlanta, but is it? With that stupid ass woman there? Some people tell you it's DC. Really? Some people tell you Los Angeles. Really? Seattle? Really? Phoenix? Really? Chicago? Really? Cleveland? The problem is the same everywhere. We're in a free fall, so there's nowhere to run or hide. It's time for us to stand and fight. And what I actually suggest, some black folks need to start moving to these smaller towns and take these fuckers over.
That's your best bet.
And control the whole thing there. And don't go in trifling. I'd say, well, it's a black town, so I'm not going to trim the grass. I'm not going to wipe my ass. Now that I'm around black people, I don't have to do anything. I really hate that. Having been a teacher, you see black students, have the black teacher, they don't want to do any work. Have a white teacher, he gave me a C. I deserved an A. Have a black teacher, he gave me a C. I never went to class. I hate him, right?
Right.
It's my dumb ass shit in black people. We really need, all my cursing aside or vulgarisms aside, black people need a moral, spiritual, religious revival, and it won't come from the bullshit conscious community. They're liars. They don't believe in anything. We've had about 60 years, almost 60 years of we've had quite. I'm not impressed by Islam because I've seen these folks kiss the asses of foreigners, Pakistanis, and others, and I don't like the church right now because its foundation is not based on the Bible, but on countertolerant white supremacy. Our ancestors who did struggle had a far more superior understanding of faith and belief and trust in God, and it worked for them. We've abandoned, and that God they met in the Bible, by the way, we've abandoned that, and we have a mess of pottage.
Right, children of the golden calf.
We get back to belief in a God that's for ethics, justice, fairness, concern for the poor, for women, and that we won't take any crap off of anyone, whether we live or we die. That kind of belief of a Nat Turner or a Denmark VC, it does not exist because we have basically lots of fat, degenerate, pedophile, liar, shyster, 501c3 slave, coon-ass ministers, male and female, gay, straight, and otherwise. So no one really says what they believe or means what they say or does anything. That's for most people. In fact, the most degenerate, filthy, nasty organization is the National Congress of Black Churches. This is an organization that supports trans, abortion, gay marriage, pedophilia, all of it. This is the largest group of Black churches in the country.
Do they support trans preachers?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yes. It split. One church left the NCBC, but even that church is full of gay folk. And I'm not saying that you can't go to church, but you really should be able to leave some of that stuff behind. I can't believe that you say, "Oh, I believe in Jesus, and I got to go and blow all the domes in the public restroom across the street." But I really love Jesus. I love him, and I'm wondering if Jesus is that another word for dick? Because it's certainly not the one in the Bible that tells you that you need to stop doing that.
Right.
We need this. We need it quick, fast, in a hurry. And if we turn to it, we would recover.
But people ain't going to turn to it, doctor, because there's so many, I guess, choices one can choose. You get Buddhism, Hindu.
I think if this COVID, it's going to jack up and kill off a whole bunch of black folks. We have too much fat. I know people that you can try to love, help, encourage, and they'll fight you. They'll try to kill you to keep you from helping them because their spirit is wrong.
Right.
We've tried too long to say people don't want to be saved. Let them die. In fact, if 10% or 20% of black folks who don't want to get it together all just did a Japanese harikari seppuku, just did themselves in, and the rest of us who want to get together, we'd be moving.
Because you wouldn't have the dead weight.
I can't tell you how many times there's been something positive a couple of us wanted to do, and there'd be one person that just ruined it. I mean, it was like they were working to keep us. Yeah, if we could have taken, like in another country, I'll just say this to you. In another country, when they're ready to do something, there's someone, they would just beat that person's ass.
Right.
Question them. There's no discussion with you. See, we have it so screwed up. We actually think that white people practice rugged individualism. It's a lie. White folks operate as a collective.
Correct.
Black people act as individuals.
And get dealt with as a collective.
And yes, we get screwed as a collective, but we act like we're individuals. That's the same way that Oprah Winfrey's in some kind of trouble that's made that bitch start talking more radical than Angela Davis on crack. And an asshole all these years. Now she was trying to like talk about Breonna Taylor. Bitch, you didn't care. They told you to save your brand. Right. They heard us on social media cursing Oprah. We hate Oprah. And now she's trying to be relevant. It's too damn late.
Well, she did do a few.
They get Male King and all the rest of them. Reject them and let them know we're tired. We don't love them no more.
Right.
I don't get any pride or I don't feel anything special saying an overweight or an nasty sellout broad who has her tongue and dirty Harvey Weinstein here. Why would I want to listen to anything she has to say?
Exactly. Why would you want to? You know, when we think about the spiritual solution to our problems, because until we get on some sort of page to where we all can agree that this...
No, we all won't agree, but the right number of people must agree. But I'll tell you, don't ever expect that. Not black people. Have you ever, I really admire Vicky Dillard, sister that comes on. And it's really, I tell you, dumb fuck coon ass niggas where you have to greet them in about 10, 20 languages to talk to them. Or if someone feels left out. We have to say all the people black, Nuapian. Who are these fucking people? You can't even pronounce or spell most of it. It's absolutely ridiculous. I can't say black and folk, I don't do it. You know what? The next time a cop splits your head open, don't ask me to march or help you.
Correct.
Asshole. All this lack of discipline and dysfunction that we dignify. We can't help everybody, and it's not going to come from most. It's going to be a handful that knows what they have to do. And frankly, we need a different talented tenth. I'm not concerned about skin color or education, but do you care about and what can you bring to lift up your people? An elite based on virtue and a willingness to serve, not based on, well, my father or my mom got raped by some cracker behind the barn, And these green eyes are supposed to open doors for me, even if I'm a trifler. All this stuff has to stop.
Mm. Mm. And it will stop when people become aware of this. I mean, even with this Camilla Harris issue, if we were back in the 90s or 80s or 70s, she probably could have pulled it off because the information wasn't flowing like it is today.
I disagree. I don't think she could do it. People are taking advantage of our weakness. They see where we are. They see the weakness. They see the corruption. And that's why these assaults are happening. People don't attack the strong people. In the 70s, folks would have said, Broad, who are you? Where are you from? We don't know you. You screwed Willie, and what does that mean to us? Right? Now, someone that could prove that they were Black, sort of like, excuse me, that sister, what's her name? Shirley Chisholm, the one that looks like Brock Peters with the wig on. She was a scam. She's a Caribbean that believed in LGBTQ, eugenics, and that Black people should just get over what white people had done to them. That's what Shirley Chisholm was into.
Wow. Now
you see why white people love Shirley Chisholm. She wasn't about Black people. She was one of the first people to run and basically, hey, I'm going to look like I'm for Black people while ignoring them.
And it's been a winning strategy ever since, huh?
Yeah.
Obama picked up that book. Hey, let me just add a couple of chapters to this shit. And now Kamala is going to end it.
Cumula.
Yes, Cumula. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it correct. Cumula.
Yeah. Okay. And we know what her favorite drink is.
Penis.
Not sold in stores, too. Praise the Lord.
Oh. And by the way, what religion is she claiming? Do you happen to know?
I don't think she's claiming, but she has to be a Hindu. That's how she was raised, whether she practices or not.
Oh, she's not a Baptist or nothing like that?
No. She's a Hindu. No. Very hostile. In fact, right now, Hindus are killing Christians all over India.
Well, Christians shouldn't be fucking around with those hamburgers in India. I'm just joking, y'all. Just joking. But yes, we do know that sometimes if you don't subscribe to the Hindu dietary need.
Not sometimes, you could just kill. There was a young boy who last year who gave a box of chocolates to a girl in another caste, and they came and killed him.
Damn.
It really is awful. It really is terrible. And by the way, the person that helped set off the Hindu extremism was Obama.
How did he achieve that?
It's not how he achieved it. The current president of India is named Modi. Modi is from a Hindu Nazi group. There's a linkage between the Nazis and the Hindus. Just telling you. And Obama went over, and ever since Obama went over to see Modi, and I think 2010, they've been giving hell to Christians and Muslims in India. You see, Obama said, hey, look, in my pivot towards Asia, I need you to fight the damn Chinese. I don't care if you kill your Black population. I don't care about whatever human rights you will have here, not a peep out of me. Kill them, do whatever you want. And by the way, Obama is not a Christian. And Obama never became a Christian. You cannot be a Muslim and a Christian at the same time. You can only be one or the other. Obama was Muslim. And to go to church with Michelle, Jeremiah Wright, who is a pantheist, who believes that there are many ways to get to God, said, hey, look, stay a Muslim. You don't have to denounce or say you're not a Muslim. Sort of find your own way. And so Obama is a Muslim who couldn't say he was a Muslim in order to get elected.
Exactly.
And all the little dumbass black people think that the society is dead. Fuck up. I do standards of amazing grace. And by the way, all the niggas on stage cheering with him.
You're breaking up.
All the niggas that were cheering for him on the stage are from the bootleg.
Correct. He was a bootleg boy for sure. A company man. He was a company man.
We have no need to waste time in this. So Cumula is a Trojan horse to really use black people. And once she makes it, everyone that wants to be black one year, white or Indian the next year from the Indian community that has the money because of Silicon Valley to run as black people and to say, no. It's racist to deny that I'm black because you accepted Kamala as black. I want to do the same thing.
So that could have implications in affirmative action programs that are
It's already had. It's already gone. It's already gone, my friend. I had a cousin named Shirley Wiltshire who was fighting for affirmative action to mean for black Americans, and people told her she was racist. These people were black.
Right. So now we can have it to where a gay white male can get the affirmative action credits.
No, I'm not even talking about a white male. I'm talking about a person from Eritrea or Ethiopia will get a minority scholarship that was initially meant to go to black Americans. So everything we fought for being handed over to people who are not even from here.
Correct.
And the Boule supports this, and that's how it happens. And it's happening everywhere. And if Kamala gets in the White House, a whole lot of black women, I'm going to keep saying it because black women, a lot of them need to get their asses kicked for not having the sense to see this being done. You know, all this argument about, well, women, we're the most educated people. Damn it, you sure don't show up when it comes to politics. You are the dumbest element in the country when it comes to politics. White women are for white men. Latinx are for Latino men. Asian women are for Asian. And black women are for white feminists and white liberal gays. Nobody's dumb as that. That's dumb. Y'all are stupid. And it's time. I'm going to keep saying, I don't care whose feelings I hurt. Feelings need to get hurt.
So what's the solution, doctor? What is the solution? Not for this older generation, for that young generation that's just coming into this knowledge. What advice can you give them?
On what basis do you want advice?
In the basis of forming some sort of political party.
Well, they could start by forming political clubs, like in the neighborhood where you live. And it shouldn't be limited to political. That's a big mistake. Why not create an investment club, a health club, to have something that's comprehensive? The Black Panther Party, they get all this attention for the guns, but they had health and literacy and nutrition and exercise to try to create, like what the Somalis and other people have, councils for your people.
All right.
If you can find 5 or 6 or 7 like-minded people, work with them, create an organization, a foundation, and do what good you can, and do as much as you can with it. For example, all over the country, Black people drink contaminated water.
Yes.
The person that asked that question can have a reverse osmosis machine, and as a service, at a small price, sell people defluorinated and clean water. And out of that, you could hire someone to collect, to clean the water, have a place, and have the machine and clean water and sell it to people, and people would buy it. I think you can get a few gallons for a few bucks for people to drink in their home, and that's employment, that's opportunity. You got enough people to buy it, right?
Right.
And on that, you could then do health. If you know a doctor, get that doctor to donate. In fact, if you have a city or a town, fight to allow those people to get a tax write-off so doctors and dentists and other people can work on, say, do 20 people a month and write all that off of their taxes. We could deal with health like that, couldn't we?
Yes.
If we could find places for this public land, learn about where your local agriculture extension office is. If you're in an urban area and get their help to set up gardens, and in fact, and find a way that you can, if you can own land, find stores or set up your own store where you can sell the produce directly to the grocers, who these days are going to be concerned because the prices of food are going to go up because of transportation issues. And I could go on and on. There should be political education classes, but you have to first make certain that the niggas can read. So one thing I'd advise the person, make certain that they can read. And I'm talking about beyond a second or third or fourth or fifth or sixth grade level. Most people in this country, and at least one half of the Black men in this country are either illiterate or functionally illiterate. And of the other half, I'd say the majority can't read beyond an 11th grade level.
Wow.
So, and don't have the patience, you can't tell them, we got to change your ways. And another thing that people can do is demand that the filth on the radio, they stop playing mumble rap and wet ass pussy music. Shut it down, don't buy it. Boycott, discriminate. And you don't even have to march, just get everybody to agree not to buy from certain people.
Correct.
If you get folks together, you can write local businesses and say, we want X amount of dollars. We do business with you, or we simply won't trade with you. And in this market that is so bad now, people understand a few market points means the end of their business. This crisis that we're going into is an opportunity. Forgive me. I don't know why this is. I look at life not like a Black American, which I'm proud to be. I look at life like this too. If it's bad, we can make it good for us. If Trump is screwed, we can make Trump do what we want. We have to stop looking at things either or. In fact, they have Black people, the system of thinking is called dichotomous logic, which means black or white.
Right.
It's either one thing or it's the other, which is really stupid. Either Kamala's Black or she's not, when it could be something else. Real African thought is diunital, meaning the unity of opposites, meaning that you can look at things both ways. Dichotomous logic is how white people look at things. And it's interesting, they have us so brainwashed, we think like the very people that we say oppress us. And it's interesting, they're learning to be diunital. That I can use a Black man in office to hurt Black people more than a white man.
Exactly.
Both people. Or I can use a Black woman. They're now copying. They not only stole our music, they're stealing our logic system to kick our ass with it, and we're copying their weak ass shit that they don't want anymore. Damn, we're stupid. So there's so much. Read, learn, get people to write. You need to have a way to communicate, to educate people that want to know, and also create a system of security. And also, yes, you'll need it, a coon or an enemies list of people to reject and not talk to be punished. There must be a system of coercion against traitors. This is the biggest problem in our community. Traitors include people that sell dope in your neighborhood, child molesters, you name it. All coons must be punished. They must be tramped underfoot viciously. It doesn't matter how it's done. The sooner the better. Churches, don't attend a church with a coon nigger preacher that does not have an ongoing, consistent program of educating, helping, uplifting the people. Beyond that nigga getting salt stains in his shirt and patting his head to wipe off sweat. And my left nut wants you to know, Say to your right, turn, say neighbor, does your right nut know what the left nut's doing? And if it's nothing, no, maybe it's not a nut. Amen. Right. And you see this, it's like, God, it's so stupid. This is God, do you really want me to listen to stupid shit? This. God, am I getting closer to you watching a bunch of dumb fuck, fake ass niggas, bullshit? I guess the music's sort of okay, but damn, I pay more for this than going to a damn concert. Exactly. Maybe I should just be cool in the gang 4 times a year and save my money. Anyway. Yeah, man, I'm gonna make a whole lot of church people mad.
Oh yeah, and yeah, like, he didn't say that.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, no, I studied to be a minister, and it really disgusted me, not the word of God, but preachers. I mean, I didn't like most of my folks, and a bunch of the fat ones would have strokes by now. And then that gastro bypass, a lot of them able to survive with little gluttonous asses. Anyway.
I mean, can you speak on the importance of fasting for a person? Because obviously there is a problem with fasting in the United States of America.
Well, yeah, I have a problem, but I've done it a few times this year. I need to do it some more. Fasting is wonderful for your brain, for the mind, for even the body. It does things when you fast. And you know what? A lot of Black folks have a caloric intake that is greater than the elephants at the larger zoos that we have in the country. Just sucking up everything. And in reality, you're not supposed to be like an oyster. Oysters suck up the shit at the bottom.
Yes, that's why you shouldn't eat them.
Well, yeah, but you know what? People love oysters, and it's real simple. We should do it. And fasting is good, and people may not even be for a long period of time, but maybe in a day or a couple of times a year. Same way your body should be cleansed. Take care of your temple, love your temple, and that includes not screwing people. A lot of things that make Negroes sick is all this whoring, like down in Atlanta. I mean, it should be called dirty ass South. Not dirty, it's nasty down there.
Yeah, I mean. Can we speak about the spiritual benefits of fasting? Like for a person who's spiritually unaware, how could you break it down to them to say, if you fast, you may find that you have better concentration, you'll have better this or that?
That's not spiritual, the concentration, that's physical. Are you fasting to get closer to God, to be more profound? So you read the script, are you meditating? What are you fasting for?
I thought that would be the only reason to fast.
The fasting is really, I'm giving you a Christian answer.
Okay.
But other people fast, I guess, maybe so they can remember all the names of the little pyramids, the little dumbass gods that fucked over the Hebrews. It's always something silly. But you asked me, I'm a person who believes in the Bible. You fast to gain spiritual power,
right? Closeness
to God, to get discipline over your body and your mind, right?
Right.
To conquer things, and also to have a stronger prayer life and more effective prayers. In the scriptures, there is a case where the disciples were praying for a man who had demons and they couldn't get rid of them. And Jesus told them, these only come through fasting and prayer, meaning that fasting empowers people in the spiritual. There's a story of Jonah that everyone knows in the book of Jonah, and the people in Nineveh who were Black, who were real fuck ups, sort of like Black Americans today. Damn. And God sent Jonah, a Black person that didn't like the people in Nineveh. He goes, sure, nobody's gonna make me. He wanted God to just fuck them all up. I don't want to preach stuff. Just kill them, man. I hate to. Just right.
Right.
It's sort of the way Kamala feels about us, right? Anyway, and a lot of dumbass people listening out here are going to still vote for, okay, tricks. Anyway, what happens? Jonah tries to not serve God, who said, give the jigs in that city one more chance. And Jonah said, no. I know you create the universe, but you can't make me like those niggas down there. And he tries to get away. And of course, God shuts him down. And he ends up being forced to apologize to God. He goes and he tells the people, in 3 days, God's going to do you bastards. He hates all of y'all. Y'all fucked up your lives. Y'all just deserve all to be exterminated. I don't even want to be here, right? I was forced to come here
against his free will. I mean, he really that was like if that was a free will issue, obviously he didn't have the freedom.
And you know, they said, I don't even want to get paid to be here. This is the freebie. You guys are fucked if y'all don't get right with the guy up there. Okay, I'm dropping the mic. I'm watching the fireworks from the shoreline. And it says there in Jonah, the people heard him and it says, oh God, God's gonna just do all of us. We're all fucked. The king, we're fucked. We're fucking we're fucked. We're sorry, God. We don't even serve your ass. What do you want to blow up stuff, right? And what did the people do? They began fasting. Hey, dude, we didn't even know your ass existed. We had our own little stone thing over here that looks like a penis. Sometimes we sit on it. We didn't know, right? And they fasted. And God said, you know what, damn. I didn't think they had it in it. You know what, I'm going to listen to these bastards. I'm going to give another chance. And that's the book of Jonah. And for about 100 years, they kind of got this together. And then they got a generation of millennials. You are just awful. I'm telling you. Oh, God. I mean, if a guy was going to like kick out us, he would probably bump off the millennials. He would get all of y'all. Y'all just like the real stupid shit. I mean, almost the whole thing. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm not saying that the boomers are like this, but damn, y'all worse than all of us combined. Okay, now check this out. In the book of Nahum, when the millennials came along, God says, hell, I'm angry again. I'm not going to let their asses fast because I might forgive them. just listen. Who hates them? I'm going to empower them to go over and just do a home invasion on Nineveh. And the city got destroyed, all the people killed. One time they fasted and they turned away the wrath of God, gave them 100 years of peace. 3 days of fasting turned the trajectory and the ability of that people to survive around for 100 years. Imagine if black folks fasted for our basket case fast, because we're really a basket case. It's like, damn.
Yeah, that would be awesome if we did. If we all fasted for just 3 days.
Can you imagine this? Man, I need my Doritos. God be damn.
Oh, I could get my drink.
And you know, I thought that weed was the best. Oh. I'm a vegan. I've been just eating marijuana sticks for concentration. Well, you concentrating better? No, but I feel better.
But see, that'll make you hungry. That'll make you want to eat those Doritos, and that'll break your fast.
Yeah, but we do need to turn it around. Black folks need to repent for aborting our babies, for following feminism, that filth, jive ass gutter religion, pork chop feminist asshole women are all into. Some ass black women, they all think they got 12-inch dicks, and yet they take Viagra. I mean, if it's 12 inches of hanging at your knee, I mean, nobody wants to see it. You don't either. That's why you have your pants on. Look, rebellious kids, stupid ass seniors. Have you seen some black women in the 90s wearing spandex?
No.
Bro, I have. It's trifling. Sisters trying to roller skate when they stand. Hey, I still get my freak on. I'm a cougar. Cougars have teeth. Anyway.
We got a comment from the chat room. Many will be forced to fast when this economy downturns.
Well, it's already downturned. This is fasting right now. They're all over the country. When the weather stops fixing this shit, I mean, we're going. In fact, a whole bunch of folks are going to have to fast when they start having to grow their own food.
Now, it's not fasting when you don't consciously when you consciously don't want to, you're just literally can't get food. That's not necessarily fasting.
No, that's not fasting. That's called starving.
Yeah, exactly. No, we have to get, I really want us to get energized behind some sort of spiritual solution to this problem.
I'll tell you, the spiritual solution is to repent. God starts changing stuff throughout the Christian Bible when people say, I'm a screw up and I need God. I'm going to stop being the dumbass. I'm not going to have a tattoo on the preface of my penis. I'm going to stop giving my kids names that sound like dog farts. Dumbass black women. His name is Cumtavious. I mean, come on. Some ladies need to be beat down for the dumbass names that they come up with. People can't spell it, can't pronounce it. And whenever you hear those names in the news, that niggas always committed a crime.
Well, I hate to be, this obvious, but when you walk into a place of business, you got a tattoo on your neck. You really can't speak. You're more of a mumble. I'm
and even pimps don't mumble. Can you imagine? Okay, so what's you go for? I want you to bring me back for the money. Excuse me. Damn, I can't sell my ass for someone that can't communicate. You have to kick my ass, right? Anyway. Right.
Like a pimp with Tourette's. Or autism, rather. The thing is, man, we have a situation where if you really look at it on the street level, it seems as if we're being attacked from all directions, medically, financially.
We are. But we can stop it. It's as if my people would humble themselves and pray, and the part that niggas don't like, turn from their wicked ways. Stop doing this stuff. Stop listening to shitty people like Cardi B. Stop making pornos. Stop thinking that taking a screenshot of your cooch and sending it to everybody on your distribution list. And I've seen people like, when I sent him a picture of my vagina, I didn't think he would call me. I'm just saying, it's like, oh my God. and don't laugh at me. I'm not stupid. Okay, you're not stupid, right?
Right. Oh my God. I mean, a woman will actually say some retarded shit like that.
Yes, they do. And that's why they like dumb dudes. Well, I don't think when a woman showed me a picture of her vagina that she want me to do nothing. She just kind of want me to see that she's not trans. I mean, I hear stuff. It's like, God, that's why I think to myself, I can't do this. I can't do this. And yes, y'all are so wicked and so stupid. It's almost unbearable being in the presence of such dumbass people.
Right, the negative energy that flows from people on that level.
No, it's the deviant energy. It's the Luciferian energy. Like, nobody told me that I could get AIDS from women, and because of that, I thought that a trans. I mean, they practically a woman.
No.
Right. Yes, they're weak, dumbass brothers out there. No, I talked about this, man. I can do brothers too. Damn. Well, trans is really a woman. They look very pretty, even feminine. Their face, they have no hair, no moles. They were soft to touch. It was like a man. So I was thinking, I would be safe with them. They were very nice. They were a perfect lady. They always acted like a lady. I mean, they even had, I don't know if they were props, but even feminine products in her bathroom, just like this thing. So I felt completely comfortable. I felt like a man. She treated me like a king. But I don't like this crown on my dick. This thing, I can't get it off. So, come on.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad. That's some Jerry Springer type shit. I could see some fool.
Oh, yeah, you do. And Jerry Springer, but who's dumb enough to go on his damn show? Coon ass niggas need to go and be seen being stupid.
Because of the weak mind, doctor. A lot of these brothers are coming from weak. Look, the problems with a lot of these cats is they were raised by their moms, and their moms picked their father.
And their moms are defective. And they're always on the defensive. My mother had children by 15 different men, but my mother wasn't a hoe.
Yeah, she wasn't.
And it's like, wow.
Because a hoe gets paid.
If they had said 50, 51, my mother wasn't a hoe. Why didn't one of them stay with her? You don't stay with hoes, dummy. And we don't use the terms anymore. We don't use the term bastard. And yes, there's a culture that comes with not having men around, and it's called bastardy.
Right.
And it's offensive because so many of us out here bastards until now, the filthy degenerate stuff is the norm. And so for all y'all that came up without dads, whatever, I ain't trying to attack you, but instead of being like that, say my child is going to have the proper. What we've done is says, well, no, let's stop trying to impose morality and decency and dignity on young people. We have to let people make reckless, stupid decisions and find out after they've ruined their lives. This is the shit I've heard people say. Many of them female educators, okay? I'm just, and it's just dumb. So I like the little song that they had by the Supremes, Love Child. And the song is basically, I don't want a child that doesn't have a mother and a father in the home. Correct. By the way, Love Child went to #1 on the pop chart, but it only went to #2. Black people, that shit was too close to home. So that song only went to #2. Well, how dare the bitch Diana Ross thing about people being bastard? I know my father wasn't there. My point is, I'm not blaming anyone for their parents for the situation, but see it for what it is.
Correct. The real issue about the bastardization of a whole group of people, it means that they get no inheritance. By being a bastard, you can't go talk about, I got a blood right to the crown, because ain't nobody hearing that, you dirty bastard. Get the fuck out of the palace. That's what the response would be. And that kind of go ahead.
That's how it has been. You're correct.
And that goes back to this whole, we're kings and we're queens. No, you got to accept the reality, because for one thing, if we're all kings,
queens, what? Let's talk about kings and queens. One of the key things about kings and queens is a documented bloodline. So, folks, they don't even know their grandfather. They don't even know. My mother never told me my father's name.
She didn't know it.
No, she did know she was an asshole and felt, well, he shouldn't know anybody because I'm mad at him. Shit, if you like him enough to crack your legs open, you should like him enough to tell the kid who their damn father was.
Right, but she could have, not being mean or cruel here, doctor, but this interjecting a little modern reality, she could have been weak and pussy.
Please be mean and cruel. It's because, you know what, the kid that has no dad that goes and shoots people at the picnic, how did this happen? Yeah, you know how it happened. He's a bastard. His mama's an asshole. And his aunt and all of them are assholes. And they have these wild ass kids because they're whores and they're assholes. And they only like fucking dumb, irresponsible men. If a multimillionaire walked by them, fuck that nigga, fuck you, fuck your money, but can you get me an Uber? I mean, it's just really dumb shit, dumbass pride that these skanks have out here. And it's too much. And it's outrageous. It's ridiculous. And I don't care about the man not being there. In fact, if a man hadn't been there between your legs, you wouldn't have 15 kids or 4 different kids. And the kids all hate each other. And one kid has a good father, but she don't like him. And other kids are jealous. I wish your father would stop coming getting us shit for Christmas. It makes my father look bad. You have all these bastards fighting each other, hate each other in the same household. Little dumbass black woman say, it's my body, it's my pussy. I do what I want with it, right?
Right.
And And it's reckless. You need to put a bridle in that thing.
But there's an economic component that we haven't touched
But
on.
sometimes it's a satan. No, it's not always money. I mean, no. And then some of the women have money. They're dumb hoes too. Well, I can afford it. Well, you know what? I didn't kill this child because his father was Hispanic, and I always wanted to learn Spanish, right? So you didn't kill the Spanish, plus they hope the kids they got straight hair. So I produced somebody whose hair wasn't fucked up like mine. This kind of stuff that we're on.
Correct.
And I enjoy having these conversations we're having are very unpleasant for certain people, which is why we need to have more of them.
And we are. I mean, this is what this show's all about. It's about having these unpleasant conversations. This isn't a happy-go-lucky, at the end we're playing some Partridge Family type shit, all like, yeah, tangerines and
family
shit.
Isn't black.
Yeah, I guess they're not. But when I try to go back to some of the old TV shows, there's a lack of black shows to draw off of.
Well, no, the point is that, and we were probably better off not pretending that shit on TV is real.
You mean Good Times wasn't real?
The first Good Times show came on in 1972. I'm pretty certain of it. And I remember people wanted to see Good Times, and it was I remember the first show, and it went downhill from the first show. That everybody was celebrating James, and I remember the song for "He's a Groovy Good Dude" instead of "He's a Jolly." Yeah, like niggas are gonna say "groovy." I mean, "Groovy Good Dude." I mean, I said, whoever. That's why I remember. It's so stupid. We don't talk like that.
No.
So he's a groovy good dude. So he's a groovy good dude, right? And it turns out the nigga's been laid off from his job, and that's how this shit started. I remember that. I mean, what? Hold on, let me pull it up. I assure you, Good Times came on in February 1972. And if I'm correct, it's the 9th of February, 1972, or in that week. Hold on, pull it up. Yeah, its first episode date was February 8th, forgive me, 1974. I'm sorry. Okay, so it came out on my 9th birthday. I remember it vividly. I have the years from. So what's this? It's 9. So 46 years ago, it came on, and everybody's excited, and the nigga didn't have a job. And that's the first show, and everyone's excited, and they're all happy. And you know how you normally have the talks, the TV shows where it's the white guy who's the asshole with the money, and
right,
the
Archie
women.
Bunker.
Well, they had to make the black guy even worse. Where he just didn't even have a fucking job, so everybody's happy, and the dude is a loser.
Wow. Never even thought about it like that.
And the only way he can get a job is to go up and die on the Alaska pipeline. in Chicago. This shit is good.
Oh, shit. That is true. He did die.
That's hilarious to me. So anyway. But look, my brother, I just wanted to vibe with you for a second. We have to just keep the pressure on Cumula.
Yes.
I've noticed that birth certificate is moving around, and some black people are not as stupid as they used to be. That's progress, because black folks really make you work. And I want people to know that Cumula is not our friend.
No, she is not.
And Cumula is quite dangerous. And brother, when are you going to have the doctor come in and talk about hydroxychloroquine on your platform? I see Ron Hurd had her.
Has he? Well, I have to reach out to her tomorrow, Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I will. I'll reach out to her first thing in the, probably 6 hours from now. I haven't been to sleep yet. I've been restless, so it's like 1:30 a.m. here.
What is going? You know what? I sent something And it's like they blocked it. What was it?
I haven't gotten anything new.
I see what it is. They shut down Ron Hurd's show.
They shut down the show.
Well, I tried to pass it on Facebook, and
hold on. We got I gotta throw this out there before you go. Please, y'all, help the doctor in the effort, in the battle. Go to Cash App, go type in $, capital D, lowercase r, capital R, lowercase ANDY, capital S, lowercase HORT. That's $, Dr. Randy Short. Look, we can be his 50 cents army, y'all. Just think, if 100 of you guys just gave him $1, that's an extra $100 that he can use towards travel expenses, maybe.
And we're going to need it for Delaware. We got to fight that lynching that's coming along in a few days. I'm going to call and give you a special report. We're going to expose Biden allowing our people to be lynched.
You know, I wish I could find up some, dredge up some of those old speeches Joe gave. You know, Delaware is a slave state, and how much energy he was portraying, because it's so sad that Jim Crow Joe, at the end of his career, is going to be almost a savior for black women because he has a black female as a VP. It's really disgusting.
And what's more disgusting is the sisters have ignored all the pain that these two have caused black men because of some vanity bullshit.
Well, what do they say? There's nothing worse than a woman scorned. You know, ready to burn down, I guess, the whole community. But I think we did give them something to research today, Doctor. I think we also give them some hope. There is a solution.
We also gave them some laughs.
Yeah.
As we talked about Cumula. And can you imagine? You know what will happen with Cumula? They're going to have to move all the sperm banks to Fort Knox to keep them from
Every time you say your name, Cumula, it's like a vampire, but instead of drinking blood.
Can you imagine? I just say, where's the good stuff? This is Chinese. Where's the black man? Okay. We have the fun and just drive him crazy.
That's why she wants us in prison. You know, we'll be in some prison somewhere, hooked up. You know how they had those old scenes where you had all the monkeys with the things over their eyes watching TV screens. There'll just be a bunch of black guys in random rooms being milked all day long while she comes in there and gets her full. This is the type of almost premeditated abuse. It's like, you know, the abuse is coming, but they're trying to wrap it in I guess in a package that is palatable, like they did for Obama.
What do you mean? You're talking about Cumula?
Yes, Cumula, the succubus. You know what I'm saying?
You keep saying it like that. It's so awful the way you describe the name. And I say Cumula, and you say Cumula.
Cumula.
Yeah, can you imagine? And her saying,
this is Count Cumula. I mean, Count Cumula.
You know, I'll just tell you something. Whew. I mean, I'm just wondering. I bet you if Kamala Harris fell over a cliff and she could bite down on a tree branch, she could probably hold for about 10 hours. She'll help getting.
She's a damn pit bull, lockjaw.
Yes. I said, be careful, don't move. Are you okay?
Willie had me hanging like this for years. Oh, we're wrong.
Just like this really strong mandible. Well, this is a miracle. I mean, how do you prepare for something like this?
Oh, stop.
She said, I have strong faith in Brahma.
I thought you was about where she said she bought the harmonica and blue on it for all these damn years, perpetuating her job.
I'm sorry. I'm being we're being really awful on a Friday night.
On a Friday night. Well, actually, for me, Saturday morning.
It is Saturday morning. Yeah, well, Cumula. Send me, you know, they say, send me your tossed and huddled masses. And because you say, she'd be say, send me you're laden.
Appendagers.
No, I'm not going to do that. That's too awful. Let's stop. Keep it clean.
But you know what? Honestly, there's no reason why this presentation tonight should be banned. There was no other images used except for the one that I personally made, and it's the rest been audio. Because last night
we messed with Cumula.
Well, I will fight this one again. For those who don't know, we had a 3-hour show yesterday, and I had Dr. Short and Judge Joe at different times during the broadcast, but that broadcast has been banned in many countries, y'all. So I'm terribly sorry. I'm trying to keep it PG.
Do you have the show? Do you have the show?
Yeah, I still have. I actually downloaded it so I can upload it to my iStars account. That's where I put all my bad videos at. Or banned videos. And, you know, the thing about it is, I guess some of the language could be construed as raunchy or whatnot. But you know what? This isn't a PG show, y'all. If you don't know that by now, there it is. This is not.
We're just, you know, you have to, like, expression, I think I told you, it's called gender disobedience. We're disobeying feminism. I refuse to obey. I won't do it anymore.
Yes. And that is feminine. You know, you got to modify the way you do it. And they do it all in the guise. So we're doing this for the children. If you listen to them behind closed doors.
But legalizing pedophilia? Damn. No, they're not. You're doing that for yourself.
Oh, my gosh. That is so true. Hold on. There's you actually have a fan here, Dr. Tamara Bonner is very pleased to have you on the show. She is very interested in what you have to say.
And tell her sister, God bless her, for all the righteous sisters. We're not talking about y'all. We're talking about a type. And for all the righteous brothers, we aren't talking about you. If you don't worship your penis and think that it discovered the North Pole when you happen to go across the street, you're okay.
No, the ones who I guess this energy's focused on, as soon as they hear it, they'll understand, because they ain't trying to hear this. They're not trying to listen to the criticism of their bad behavior. Because don't forget.
And how dare him? My nipple was featured in many music videos. Where has his nipple been at? See, people would rather see my nipple than see the crack of his ass. I don't know. We're not going to listen to this. True power is mine. I mean, the true pussy is mine. He don't got nothing. That's like doing this show tonight. He sound like a weak ass white boy.
You know, and that's the only hate they can come with, because you notice they can't attack the message. You can attack the messenger all day.
If he was my man, his tongue would be too tired to be doing these shows. I need to get good with my friends with him. I'll shut him up. I've seen them do shoot. And you know, a cat will have his tongue. Oh, go girl. Oh, girls rock.
And a lot of cats, man, get caught up. That's that honey pot they be talking about. Those chicks will zero in on your ass, and You better fast. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad we talked about fasting tonight. I think that's going to really help a lot of people on their personal spiritual journeys, because if you listen to the truth, you internalize it, and you actually do some of the things we talk about on the show, you'll be okay. So it's getting late as hell, Doctor. I want to say thank you, brother, for coming on the show tonight.
Yes. You're welcome. You stay white. I'll be in touch with you.
All righty. Peace and power. All right, everybody. I'm getting ready to pass out, y'all. It's been a long day. But I'm glad you all, the souls that have been with me on this 1 hour and 25 minutes journey, I must thank you for staying in there. So this will include TPIM SR Live for tonight. As always, brothers and sisters, I ask you to live your life with integrity, without hate, envy, or greed. And as always, brothers and sisters, please, let's try to be kinder to each other. Peace and power, unity and victory, dignity and respect, liberation. I'm out.